Dan Dickow here for Gonzaga Nation SI, and a big topic throughout the last at least 4 months. It's died down a little bit as of late, but it might pick up again based on some news that has just come out. But the last 6 months, maybe even a year or so, could even go back 2 years when Gonzaga flirted with uh, the Mountain West Conference, is the overall realignment in college athletics, and how does that impact Gonzaga? Well, you know what? Another potential domino fell that might create a little bit more conversation, or it might close a door or open a door for Gonzaga. And what do I mean by that? Well, Colorado in the Pac-12, which is set to become the Pac-10 in one more year when USC and UCLA head to the Big Ten. Well, Colorado looks like they are heading to the Big 12 as well. So it looks as if USC, UCLA, and now Colorado will be out of the Pac-12 a year from now. This is big news because a couple of reasons. Gonzaga has been talked about and flirted with and had conversations with the Big 12, but that would only be basketball. Obviously, every other member in that conference is multi-sport, athletic department wide. Gonzaga doesn't have football, so then the conversation changes. Can they go to that league without a football team? Would all of their athletic programs go into the Big 12? It's hard to say what those conversations have been because they've been pretty private. That being said, Colorado goes from the Pac-12 to the Big 12. That creates another huge void for the Pac-12, which will become essentially the Pac-9. So San Diego State wanted to go to the Pac-10, the Pac-12, keep changing the name of the conference because we don't know what it's going to be called a year from now. But San Diego State wanted to go to the league from all indications, wasn't able to get that done. Mountain West tried to find them a large amount of money. Now it seems as though the Mountain West will allow San Diego State to stay at least for a little bit longer, but San Diego State essentially has shown their needs, their wants, their desires, and to leave into the Pac-12. But now with Colorado leaving, does that make sense even for San Diego State? With Colorado leaving as well, does that make the Pac-12 really put a full court press on Gonzaga? Because they've been in television rights negotiations with a number of different networks and entities for quite some time, but nothing has come to fruition. Nothing has been signed on the dotted line because a lot of these networks don't know who's in the conference. A lot of these networks want to know who's in the conference. They want to be able to project out the level of interest and the level of viewership that they're going to have. And if you take one more fairly large media market in Denver out of the league, it really can impact you. You're left with, when USC and UCLA leave out of the LA market, and Denver, which is a big market considerably compared to some of the others, you're taking a lot of eyeballs off those teams that follow those programs in those leagues. So now you have to figure out how to get a name brand, potentially a name brand, or a lot of eyeballs to watch your product. And that's maybe where, Gonzaga becomes a newer, not that they haven't been in the past, but a more priority of a target for the Pac-12, because they got to find ways to keep the viewership to be able to really maximize their television rights deals. There's been conversations and articles written in the last week that it's close, just hasn't gotten there. It's going to be interesting to see now, does that impact their potential television deals? Is there another program school or two that kind of has known about Colorado being close to leaving for the Big 12? And does the Pac-10, Pac-12 have their sights on these other schools? And is there advanced conversations and talks already about them filling the holes and filling the gaps? And would Gonzaga be one of those potential schools? It's really hard to say because Gonzaga has done a really nice job, in my estimation, of keeping things close to the vest. They haven't shared too much. They've been transparent in the fact that they've had conversations, but nothing has truly gotten out there. Much like the way that I think Colorado has gone about this, I think that's probably how we're going to come to find the news of Gonzaga if they ever do decide to change lanes. I'll stay with the topic though that I've always said is I think the WCC makes a ton of sense, and I think the WCC is good for Gonzaga at this moment in time. Whether that changes years from now, it's hard to say, but still at this moment in time, even with Colorado moving to the Big 12, USC, UCLA leaving, and there might be an opportunity with the Pac-12, I still think the WCC is the right setting for Gonzaga. So lots of things back on the table. Lots of conversation starters are going on right now because Colorado moving to the Big 12. Hey, a big school, a big program, a big athletic department like that is going to affect the dominoes. Pieces are going to fall in different ways. It'll be interesting to see if it impacts Gonzaga in any way, shape, or form. So for Gonzaga Nation SI, thanks for listening in. We've got a lot of content that we are going to bringing you in the upcoming months. Looking forward to being a part of it. Hopefully you're looking forward to checking it out.